And, now that we picked the Thursday night game, that brings me to one Damian Lillard. So, apparently, according to Mark Spears of ESPN, there is a mystery team that has entered the chat. So, we've heard it all summer that the only place that he wants to go, Dame, that is Miami. And there's been reports off and on saying that if he doesn't go to Miami, if he goes to any other team, he won't report. Now, the league had already sent out a letter, a memo, letting everybody know that they don't conduct business this way. So Dame's been relatively quiet lately, but there's a couple of things at play here. The Trailblazers have their media day on October 3rd. Looking at the calendar, that's about 2 weeks away. And I don't think this is how you want to start off the Scoot Henderson era with this cloud over your head. So if it were me, I'd be trying to make this trade, whatever it is, sooner than later. I know Portland doesn't want Tyler Hero. That's where you get your third team involved. They've had ample enough time to figure this out and try to figure out who this third team is. Now, with that being said, I was thinking about this and trying to figure out who could be the mystery team that we're hearing about. Now, just for giggles, in my mind, I would love for it to be Orlando. I would love to see Damian Lillard next to Paulo Banchero and Franz Wagner, and that would be a nice combination. But it just doesn't fit the timeline because of Dame's age. They're still rebuilding. I think they could challenge for the play-in this year, but I don't think Dame is trying to leave Portland to end up in a situation where he's going to be vying for the play-in. So I was trying to think about this. Obviously it's not Boston. A lot of people are floating the Knicks out there. I think that's just because the Knicks are the Knicks, New York, big city, big dreams, and everything in New York ain't always what it seems. But their name is out there. Could we see a swap with Damian Lillard and James Harden? I don't think so, but that would be interesting that they've held us hostage this summer with all this bickering with their teams and trying to get traded. How awesome would that be if they ended up traded for each other? Both probably in places that they don't want to be. So I was going down the list. You could forget all the teams that didn't make the playoffs. Like I mentioned Orlando already, but forget all the teams that didn't make the playoffs. We do know it's an Eastern Conference team, but forget Washington. Forget maybe the Nets. The Nets made the playoffs as the 5 seed, and I know originally when this came out, that was one of the teams on Dame's list. But I figure if it was the Nets, they would have probably done it by now to get Miami out the paint. So with it being a mystery team, I couldn't help but think that it's somebody new that we weren't considering before. So, like I said, get rid of Washington, get rid of Charlotte, teams like that. So who does that leave me with? Like, it wouldn't be the Bulls because they would have to give up Levine. I got it. What if it's the Toronto Raptors? What if it's the Toronto Raptors? Because they have OG Anunoby, who they were trying to trade at the trade deadline last year. They have Pascal Siakam, who has been relatively quiet since his great finals with Kawhi Leonard. They have Grady Dick, the rookie, that they could put in a trade if Portland doesn't want Tyler Hero. Maybe they want the younger version of Tyler Hero, younger, bigger version. But the problem is that both OG and Pascal are free agents after this season. So they would have to sign and extend wherever they're going to go to make this work. Now, this is where maybe you'd have to get a third team involved because they may not want to go to Toronto, even though I would think being with Masai Ujiri would be tempting for them. Now, another team that would be interesting, but I don't think it's them, is Milwaukee. Giannis has been beating the drum about how he'll go somewhere else if he has to. Milwaukee needs to, put the talent around him. But as Shannon Sharp said wisely, how you going to get talent when your brothers are taking up roster spots? But let's just, for giggles, let's just say Milwaukee was interested. The problem with Milwaukee is they don't control any of their first round picks until 2028. And what do you give up for Dame? I don't think that they have anything. Portland wouldn't want Chris Middleton. He doesn't fit the timeline. Drew Holiday's talking about retirement. They just re-signed Brooke Lopez. He can't move. So I know the move isn't for Bobby Portis. So until I hear any different, I'm going with Toronto as the mystery team. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, review, subscribe. Thank you very much.